Good morning. How are you all doing this morning? Of course, I'm up. Don't expect me to be all beautified, but I wanted to talk about the Candace versus Cardi little internet thing that happened last night that everybody is talking about. Now, if I can be completely honest, you all know, right, that Candace and I have had, our run-ins. I'm not a huge, fan of Candace as a person. I can respect her politics though, right? When you are right, you are right. So I think what happened last night for Cardi B was really truly embarrassing, and I think that it really just shows us why people that are absolutely uneducated on politics should not be using their platforms to teach or influence anyone to vote. Now, Cardi B is absolutely ignorant to what's really happening in the political world. Now, when you talk about her being an artist and her, being given this opportunity to make something out of her life, coming out of the projects, doing the reality show, and now being this big, huge star. If you want to give her credit for that, you can. But you cannot give her credit for being knowledgeable about politics, okay? Everything that she said when I read down her Twitter page last night in regards to the president is an absolute lie. I've never seen the president laugh when a black man is killed. Now, I can't say that for some of the people that are in the Republican Party, because what I've learned now from being on both sides is we got foolishness on both sides. Ain't nobody perfect. I stand where I stand because of how I feel, where my morals and my values are lined up at, right? But we're talking about someone who the Democrats have now given her a platform to say this is a political voice. My point in all of this is this, right? I want entertainers to understand how much influence they have. If people are calling you, right, to come and give your opinion, to use your platform to sway people how to vote, then that means they believe you have influence. So, Cardi, if you have a chance to listen to this message, which I'm sure, and then this is another thing, right? This is another thing I don't understand. Cardi lives in my district. Cardi lives in Atlanta. You want to sit on the internet and argue with Candace about politics? Cardi, why don't you sit down and make an appointment so you and I can have a real conversation on what we can do together to try to move Atlanta forward? If you're really, really, really focused on wanting to help people become better, and this just isn't, another way for you to help build your platform. So if Cardi B is really honest about trying to make a difference, then why not sit down with the people that are in Congress or running for Congress where you live at and talk to them about the issues that you have, so you can come to a full understanding of how these things affect us. Now, Joe Biden, the 94 crime bill, mass incarceration. There is no way you can say you want black people to be free and then go say you gonna vote for Joe Biden. We gotta wake up as a people. If you got a chance to vote for the person that freed black people or vote for the person that locked black people up, well, the person that locked black people up is Joe Biden. The person that freed black people is Trump. Now, regardless of how y'all feel, all I can do is give you the truth. And this is something that I know firsthand. I'm not talking about nothing that I read. I'm not talking about nothing that I heard. I'm telling you what I've been blessed to be a part of. Something that I sat at the table. I know firsthand what this man has done for Black America. So it's dangerous to our youth to intentionally have them misled by people that you believe have the influence to change their mind. Now, this is what I have to say to the Democrat Party. This is my issue. Now, Cardi got a right to be an entertainer and talk about her coochie and all that. That's her husband and her daughter business. If she want to make millions off of her coochie, we live in America, she can make millions off of her coochie. None of us can be mad about that. That's the way society has set us up. Now, this is the thing, right? If the Democrats are calling on Cardi B to be a voice, to be a political voice, because they feel as though Cardi has enough influence to sway people to vote, Why can't the Democrats and black leadership understand that that same influence applies when she's not telling them to vote, but when she's telling them to solicit their cootie cats? Okay? So if Cardi B has influence to tell our children, our young women, how they should vote, then Cardi B also has influence to tell our young women what to do with their cootie cat, even if that means being actively involved in promiscuous sex that leads you to an unwanted pregnancy, that leads you right to the abortion clinic to kill another black life. My thing is, black people, black America, my people, I'm coming for y'all. It's time for us to wake up, right? All they doing is playing us and finessing us, right? Another thing that I'm upset about, this whole Black Lives Matter movement. I'm mad about it. I'm mad because I know that there are black people out there like me that really, truly, honestly care. We really believe, like, when I tell y'all Black Lives Matter, y'all know I'm so for real with it. I'm on the front line at the abortion clinic because I got enough sense to know that if I care about black life, that black life begins in the womb. So I'm for real about Black Lives Matter. I don't know about everybody else, but I am so serious about black life. My life is black. My sons are black. My husband is black. My brother is black. My cousins are black. My nephew is black. Friends I have are black. My uncles are black. My niece is black. My aunties are black. When we talk about Black Lives Matter, there are some of us that are really, really serious when we say Black Lives Matter. What hurts me is this organization that has finessed us, right? Not the movement, because we know we ready to stand when we say that we want justice, but this organization that has led the forefront of this movement, this Marcus organization that is calling for violence, that's saying, hey, burn everything down, okay? And so they say that, and then they have our black youth out there following this nonsense, right? Following this nonsense. Now, for every action, there's a reaction. So our youth out there on the front lines following some of these crazy white liberals, because I've seen the videos. Not only have I seen the videos, but I've been on the ground. I was on the ground in Minneapolis with George Floyd. I watched Antifa get off the bus. I was on the ground at the CNN Center in Atlanta. I watched Antifa get off the bus. They got off. They had their skateboards. They had their spray paint. They had their fire. And these are young white kids, right? They go around. They start destroying property. What happens next? This is my personal testimony from what I've seen with my own two eyes. I'm not going by nobody's social media post. You're listening to the Angela Stanton story right now. First-hand account. What I saw was black youth not being led, black youth not having guidance, going and following after these people, right? So then this is what they do. They go from city to city, burning these cities down, right? Burning down these communities. Now, this right here is the trick. Because what they're saying is, hey, no justice, no peace. But in the process of you burning these community downs, destroying property that has nothing to do with the people that you're upset with, right? Then the president, they have forced his hand and now he has to move. He has to act. You know why? Because I'm a tax-paying citizen and I'm a person that owns a business. So now you have people that own businesses calling in saying, hey, our local governments aren't doing anything. Our mayors aren't doing anything. Can someone do something to stop these people from burning our businesses down? Okay, so after the outcry of the public, guess what the president does? The president says, okay, 10 years for anybody that's being caught destroying property, right? Now, I don't feel like he was wrong for doing that. I felt as though they kept poking the bear till the man had to do something. It's just like the kids in your house. You tell them, stop jumping up on down on the bed. Every time you turn around, they still jumping up on down on the bed. Sooner or later, you have to do something to stop them from jumping up and down on the bed. Okay, boom. The president says anybody who's caught destroying property gets 10 years. Soon as the president says that, right, what do? Oh, go back out there. No justice, no peace. Burn every mother thing down, right? So now, listen. This is how I figured it out. When we were at the president's RNC speech, and I left the White House, and I walked out there. Now, What I saw was different from what other people encountered. By the time I walked out of the White House, I guess the mob had left and followed them. I don't know. But when I walked out of the White House, the students that I encountered, the people that I encountered, because I walked right into them, because I want to know what y'all beef about. You're not mad at me. You're not going to get to call me a sellout. You're not going to get to call me a house nigga just because you see me coming out of the White House. As soon as I opened up my mouth, I disarmed them because they know, hold on, wait a minute. This sister sounds like one of us. Right, so you don't get to call me out of my name without explaining to me how you come to that. And so just by standing out there and talking to them, I realized that 5 of them, right, are political science majors in school trying to become lawyers because they want to fight against injustice, right? And so now they've been caught up, they're facing 10 years. We're talking about kids that are just trying to follow a movement, that are being misled and being led right into destruction, right? So now you got these Black Lives Matter agitators on the front line attacking everyone that they see, right? Okay, so you have these frontline agitators attacking everyone that they see. So now what you have is you have the other people, right? These freelance journalists, right? Or these new faces of the conservative movement that will actually go out there where they're protesting, right? And intentionally, right, either agitate or document whatever has happened to put it on their page, right, and to get clickbait. But in the meantime, you have black people still being decriminalized. Y'all started Black Lives Matter, the movement, to make it seem as if we fighting for justice. But the only thing that it's doing now is pushing us further back. I put up some of the comments. I put up some of the posts for you all to see what it is that they're saying and how it is that they're feeling about us now. So me as a woman who fights and advocates for black people that are incarcerated, and I'm saying, hey, not just black people, all people, but we know the majority of people incarcerated are black. I'm saying, hey, you know, these people have been locked up long enough. They deserve a second chance. This is my whole fight. Y'all got to know this. Before I even ran for Congress, my thing was reuniting families, right? So irregardless of wherever this goes, I'm always going to be a unifier when it comes to fighting for our people that are incarcerated to be given a second chance and come home and be reunited with their families. Do you know how hard it is for me right now to try to convince the people that I am amongst, right? That black people are more like me, right? We can be rehabilitated. You understand? Our minds can change. We can come to a new way of thinking, to a new level of understanding. You understand where I'm coming from? But then you got all of these celebrities and all of these other people on the front line of this movement calling for violence. Everything that you see them documenting, and I know it's white people out there tearing up shit. I don't see it myself. But now when you look and you see what they're pushing and what they're documenting, it's black people. Look how this movement is making us look. Look at how this movement is branding us once again. Now, Black America, listen, y'all know, we have watched this. Anybody that's 20, 30 years old and you are a black person living in America, you know that every time you look on the news, right, before they started this Antifa, before they started the illegal immigrants, every time we see a crime, they always show a black face. This is why people already think that we're nothing but criminals. Even some of our own black conservatives can't even get over the fact that some of us have a past. Even some of them will drag us in death because of mistakes that we've made in the past. So you all, Black America, you know that this country has, right, a history of branding us as criminals. We know that every time we look on the news, right, prior to this whole Trump thing, because now they're trying to make Trump seem as though he's a racist. But you all know that every time we have ever looked on the news and they've ever been talking about a crime, they always show a black face. We've said this for years. When a white person commits a crime, they don't put their mug shots up. But when a black person commits a crime, the mug shot is all over the place. They've already stereotyped us as being criminals. This is why so many people, not just white people, but Latino people, Asian people, this is why all of these people fear black people, because they believe that we are in fact criminals, because we have been portrayed as such in the news and in the media. This Black Lives Matter movement that we're seeing is making it 10 times worse. And I don't understand why people can't see that. All you hear is people talking about all Black Lives Matter is doing is getting more votes for Trump, getting more votes for Trump. They have us out here looking like straight hoodlums. Like we don't know how to act. Like we don't know how to come sit down to the table and have a decent conversation. Like we feel as though the only way we can get something is by tearing some shit down. Or by telling white people to get out and kneel. Or by backing a white person in the corner and telling them to kiss your feet. I've seen all of this. How far do we really think that this is going to go? And right now I'm feeling some type of way because I'm seeing people in my own movement, and it makes me mad, because if someone who really, really, really wants to fight and wants to help get Black America on track, I'm seeing the play. Nobody's paying attention. Anybody on my live talking about my voice is annoying, baby, unfollow, click, unfollow. That's all you got to do. I'm not watching your live. You're watching mine. Class is in session. You're free to leave. So for those of us that are rising in leadership, right? For those of us that want to be leaders over the Black community, where is your voice of reason? How are you going to sit back and continue to allow these people to send your people on the path of destruction and not stand up and not say anything? When is enough going to be enough? We sit back, we watch the play, we let it happen, and then 10, 15 years from now, y'all gonna try to tell me Trump did it? Trump didn't do it. I'm sitting up here watching exactly what's going on. I'm sitting up here watching exactly what's going on. When are we going to wake up? But anyway, I'll just end with this. I think that Cardi really showed us how uneducated she is when it comes to politics, and I think that last night was the perfect example of why our media outlets need to stop silencing conservatives, right? Stop silencing conservatives. This is my thing. Give people. So here's the thing, right? If I'm given an option to choose between an apple and an orange, and the apple is the only thing that's on the shelf, then the apple is the only thing that I have to choose from. So when it comes to educating people on politics, right? Why is it that we have all of these media, right, influencers, all of these media platforms silencing the other side of politics? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Black people have been siding with the Democrat side for so long because that's the only side that they're hearing. If they have a choice, allow them to hear both sides, give them both options, so they can make a sound decision. So when we are hiding truth from our people, intentionally withholding knowledge from them, and you're not empowering Black people if you are intentionally withholding knowledge from them that could help them. You're actually helping to destroy them. We are the way we are. It ain't everybody's fault. We've played a huge role in it too. If you don't believe me, go watch my Breakfast Club interview. I have people that hate me just because they hate Trump. Bro, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. All you know is my name. All I need is 5 minutes to sit down and talk to you. You'll change your whole mind about me. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to educate our people. It's time for us to give them the truth. You understand where I'm coming from? Give them the truth. Now, Cardi, whenever you want to sit down to the table and you want to get really educated on what it is that we can be doing as a people, if you really are about liberating black youth, as you claim, I never heard you claim black before, but if you know you black, you got a black baby now, whatever. We need to sit down to the table and figure out what it is that we can do to empower, not separate, not fight. Joe Biden ain't it, baby. I don't know if y'all millennials was too young to understand or know who Joe Biden is, but Joe Biden is not it. If Joe Biden has been in office for 40 years and hadn't done a damn thing, Joe Biden was in office for 8 years. While our fathers, uncles, aunts were locked up, serving life sentences for marijuana off of his 94 crime bill. Do you think that him or Obama for one moment tried to overturn it? No, it took for Trump to come in after them. You were in office for 8 years as a vice president. Joe Biden has been in politics for 40 years. That's the problem with us. Y'all keep want to vote for these same people that have already shown to you and proven themselves not worthy of your vote. Stop letting these people influence you. Stop listening to people that ain't got a clue what they talking about. And stop letting people that live inside of a mansion. Cardi B done made it. Cardi B got money. Cardi B don't give a damn about no impression. Stop letting people tell you they got money and has succeeded that you're oppressed. How the hell you oppressed? How you gonna tell me I'm oppressed, Cardi? I can be just like you. All I gotta do is make a song about my coochie and how much water dripped from it. Stop trying to make people think that they can't be successful when you've done it. If you've done it, why can't I do it? That should be more of an insult. If you were able to make it out of the gutter, why don't you tell me what you did? Why don't you give me your recipe so I can get out of the gutter too, instead of trying to tell me that I'm oppressed by a government? How the hell I'm oppressed by a government that lets you get rich from talking about your cootie cat? This is America, where you can get rich off of a song about your cootie cat, but you still gonna sit up there and try to tell my people they oppressed? Baby, you a lie, and the truth ain't in you.